Now, next up, for our next activity, we are going to need our teddy book, okay? Now, for this activity, I previously worked with it, and we're going to work with the page 143. This one. Previously, I worked with this. Now, the title of this page is circles, and if you can see, we have different circles, okay? And for this activity, we are going to paint each one of them different color that you want. But the thing of this activity, we need to master by grabbing the objects. For example, if we're going to use the colors, we need to master by grabbing the pencil, the color, with these 3 fingers by putting the pencil right here and the other two, one down and the other one up, so they can grab something like this. Now, if your child is having difficulty, they can put these 2 fingers together and the other one grabbing, and they can use on this way. But they need to practice by grabbing this, okay? Or even they want to use 3 fingers and one like this, they can do it, or all their fingers just like this. But they probably is because they need to practice by grabbing objects. That is why we need to practice mastering these 3 fingers, but they can do also grab it like this. Now, if your child is grabbing the pencil or the crayon like this, trying to correct it, because this is not the way, and they're going to hurt their fist, okay, with the movement. Now, with the crayon is going to be similar. They're a little bit more thicker, so trying to practice and master it by doing that and paint each one of them. Now, for this activity, you can ask your child to paint inside of the lines of the circles, trying to not to get outside. And if they do, don't worry about it. They need to practice and master to trying to not to get outside. If they go a little bit, don't worry about it. Just trying to encourage them to the next circle, trying to not to get out. Don't let them just paint and do it however they want. They need to master by limited space of the drawing and painting, okay? And at the end, we're not going to paint the inside of the circle one. The middle circle that we have right here, we're not going to paint it. This is the only one we're not going to paint. The other ones you can use any color you want. Your choice is going to be free. And for this one, we're going to use a marker, okay? Miss Gabby used this kind of marker, okay? You can use whatever you have type of markers. It can be a thinner one or a thicker one, color preference, whatever. And what are they going to do is to grab the marker, same thing, mastering by grabbing these 3 like this, like a little claw, or like this, or even like this, okay? Trying like to that. And tell them to put a lot of dots inside of the circle like this. Have a lot of patience, and at first they're going to be a little bit rough with the material, with the marker, by pushing it with a lot of effort and a lot of strength, okay? But we need to remember then to be very gentle with this kind of activity, because we can break the marker with a lot of pressure. So tell them to not to put a lot of pressure and do not break the material, and just put a lot of dots and fill all the circle with the dots, okay? Something like this. And we're going to fill it, and it needs to look something like this, and just fill everything inside, okay? Now, let's move on with our next activity from today. Let's close the book. Bye, teddy book. And let's grab the other one. Now, for our next activity, we are going to use a sheet of paper, white, and the protector. We are going to need a marker, and we're going to use different size of circles, and for that we're going to need different kind of objects so we can draw the circle. For example, I have a big cup, so I'm going to use this part of the cup so I can draw the big circle. I'm going to use this cup so I can, and I'm going to use this side so I can draw the medium circle, and I'm going to use this one from the milk, okay, so we can draw a small circle, okay, and it needs to look something like this, okay. And another thing we're going to need for this, we're going to need Play-Doh, so we can play a little bit with our child by using their fine motor skills and to trying to separate and to spread the Play-Doh inside of each one of the circle, and practice by identifying the sizes, big, medium, and small, okay? Now, what are we going to do? We're going to tell our child to grab the Play-Doh and put it in the middle of the big circle, and we need to stretch it, stretch the best we can so we can fill inside of this circle, just like this. I know it could get a little bit of messy, but don't worry. That is one of the things to do this kind of activity so they can practice by using their memory, to reason a little bit more and trying to resolve this kind of activity by putting more if they can fit. Like right now, Miss Gabi thought it was enough Play-Doh that I just grabbed, but no, we need to pour more and fill all the circle on the edges, trying to not leave no space on the Play-Doh. Just like this. Grab a little bit more, stretch it out. Okay, now if you see that your child is struggling by doing this kind of activity, you can help them by showing them how to do it, okay, and then let them do it again by repeating what you do, okay, something like this. I just did the example for the first one. I tried to fill all the space just like this. Okay, your child needs to do the same thing by the big one, the medium, and the small one. Okay, let's do one more. I like to do this. It's very fun. They need to have control by using their fingers and hands by molding the Play-Doh and pushing and filling each one of the sizes. For example, this is a small one, and I feel it very faster. Now let's grab up for the medium one and fill everything inside, just like that, pushing it, trying to let them, then not to let it out of the line, something like this. Yes, there we go. Something like this, and we're going to repeat the activity with each one of the circles until they finish, okay? And when are they doing that, remind them to identify each one of them. If they're doing the big circle, repeat it. What size is this circle? They need to say a big circle. What size is this one? A medium circle. What size is this one? A small circle. Okay, now when they finish, just tell them to clean up the material. It's very important to master by cleaning up and being a little bit more organized by taking away the Play-Doh so they can have more time to use it, okay? Put this. And that was all for our activity from today. I hope you enjoying watching my videos and having a lot of fun, guys. Now, I hope to see you very soon, guys, okay? I love you. I miss you. See you soon. Bye.